Welcome to the IELTS Focus. Are you stuck giving those simple, kind of boring answers in your IELTS Part 2? Well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to transform how you speak and show you how to craft a truly compelling Band 9.0 narrative. Let's jump right in. Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to start with the big idea, storytelling. Then we'll get down to business with how to prepare in that one crucial minute. After that, I'll show you the secret to a perfect structure, the narrative arc. Then we'll make your language pop with some amazing vocabulary. And to top it all off, we'll make sure you can confidently fill those 2 minutes. Sound good? Okay, let's kick things off with the storytelling masterclass. You know, there's one huge mistake that almost everyone makes, and it really holds them back. We're going to break that down. And then I'm going to show you the solution, the Band 9.0 approach that examiners are really looking for. So, this is it. This is probably the most important thing you'll hear today. You've got to stop treating that cue card like a shopping list, just checking off the points. That's a classic Band 6 trap. A Band 9 candidates, they see it as an invitation to tell a story. A real story, you know, with a beginning, a middle, and an end. Seriously, if you can make this one mental shift, it will change everything about your performance. Okay, so we know we need to tell a story. But here's the big question, right? How on earth do you prepare a whole story in just 1 minute? Well, that's what this next part is all about. Strategic preparation. That single minute you get is pure gold, and we're going to make every single second count. All right, listen up, because this next idea is a total game changer. It's called the mental anchor. Think of it as your secret weapon for part 2. So instead of desperately trying to invent a new story for every single topic they throw at you, you prepare one really powerful personal story that you know inside and out. And because it's a real memory, all the emotion, the details, the vocabulary, it's all just there. It'll flow naturally even when you've got those pre-questions. And this is where you can see just how powerful that mental anchor idea is. Just think about it for a second. Let's say your story is about quitting a stable job. Well, that's not just one story, is it? It can be your answer for a topic about a difficult decision, or a risk you took, or a challenge you faced, or even a time you felt really proud of yourself. Or how about traveling alone for the first time? That could be about a journey, a new experience, a time you had to be brave, you see? The key is just to pick one rich story that's loaded with real detail and genuine emotion. Okay, so you've got your story. Now what? You need a framework, a blueprint to build it on. And that is the 3-part narrative arc. Honestly, this simple structure is your key to a flawless 2-minute talk. It's what's going to guarantee you fill the time. It'll help you use a bunch of different grammar tenses without even thinking about it, and you will never run out of things to say. I mean, look how beautifully simple this is. Part 1, the background. You're just setting the scene. Part 2, the event. This is the main action, the core of your story. And Part 3, the reflection. This is where you connect it all back to today, to who you are now. By just following these 3 steps, you're naturally going to show off a whole range of grammar. It's kind of foolproof. Let's actually look at this in action. For the background, check out the grammar here. I had been planning, and the anticipation had been building. See that? Right away, by using the past perfect continuous, you're doing more than just setting the scene. You're signaling to the examiner, hey, look at my grammatical range. It's super impressive, right from the start. Then we move into the event. And notice the smooth shift in grammar. It goes right into the past simple. We finally arrived. The view was breathtaking. This is where you tell us what happened. And the language. It's simple, but it's powerful, right? The air felt crisp, taking everything in. You're literally painting a picture for the examiner. And finally, to bring it all home, the reflection. This is where you connect the dots back to the present day. And again, look at that seamless shift in tense to the present perfect. That experience has completely changed, and I've tried. This is so important. It shows you're a mature, reflective thinker. And trust me, that's exactly what you need for a top band score. So what about timing? How do you actually fit this all into 2 minutes? Well, here's a great little formula to keep in mind. Try to spend about, say, 30 to 40 seconds on the background. Then the main part of your story, the event, that should take up the biggest chunk, maybe 50 to 60 seconds. And then you can finish with another 30 to 40 seconds of reflection. This pacing just helps keep your story balanced and complete. It really works. Okay, we have our structure, our blueprint. Now it's time to add the color. This is all about using what we call evocative vocabulary. It's about literally painting a picture with your words. We're going to ditch those boring, overused Van 6 words and swap them for language that is precise, vivid, and makes your story totally unforgettable. I mean, just look at the difference this makes. Instead of saying something flat like, it was very busy, imagine saying, it was a hive of activity. Wow. Or instead of just, it was quiet, how about it was incredibly tranquil? And please, stop saying beautiful. Try something like, the scenery was breathtaking. See? These aren't just tiny little upgrades. This kind of language has a massive impact on your score. And it's the exact same idea when you're describing how you felt. I was happy. Yeah, it's okay. But I was absolutely exhilarated. Now, that's band 9. Nervous is fine, but incredibly nerve-wracking is so much better. Surprised becomes genuinely taken aback. It's all about being precise and showing that emotional depth. That's what real storytelling is all about. All right, let's talk about something that I know worries a lot of people. Mastering those 2 minutes. Specifically, what happens if you finish your story and you look up and there's still time left on the clock? It's that moment of panic, right? Well, a band 6 candidate panics. A band 9 candidate? They see it as an opportunity, and I'm going to show you exactly what they do. So there you are. You've told your story, but the examiner is quiet, the clock is still ticking. The first thing you need to do is don't panic. Seriously, that little bit of silence isn't a bad thing. It's a gift. It's your chance to show off even more of your language skills and your ability to reflect. So here's the technique. It's a real pro move. It's called the compare with the past technique. Check out this example. Just by adding a simple phrase like, if I had experienced this 5 years ago, you're doing 2 amazing things at once. First, you're easily adding another 20 or 30 seconds to your talk. And second, you're dropping in a third conditional sentence, a really advanced piece of grammar, that is going to make the examiner sit up and take notice. And the best part is, this technique works for almost any topic. Talking about a hobby, you can add, and looking back, now I see how much it taught me about discipline. Talking about a tough time, you could use that fantastic idiom, it was actually a blessing in disguise. Every single one of these adds another layer of depth and reflection to your story. It's so powerful. And that brings us to our final and maybe the single most important tip of all. Please stop worrying so much about the bullet points on the card. They're just suggestions. They're a guide to help you. Your real job, your main goal, is to tell a great story. Focus on the narrative. Focus on the emotion. You do that, and I promise you, a band 9.0 score is absolutely within your reach.